Hi everyone, Adam Gore with Clemson Extension here. This week in our turf renovation series, we're going to be looking at how to select the best grass seed based off of its components, and also some things to look for if you're going to be using sod or sprigs to establish your lawn as well. So after 2 applications of herbicides, we can see that the weeds are really starting to be under control except for the occasional grassy plant. And the hard rain that we had last night has really helped wash some of the old plants out. So when we're selecting seed, the thing that we really need to go off of is the seed label. And a seed label comes on every container of seed. It is required by law. And what that label will tell you is what type of grass is in there, including the variety, how much content is there, and normally it's listed as a purity percentage. The germination percentage, so how likely are those seeds to start growing, as well as the other materials in the bag, whether that be any sort of fertilizer component, any sort of coating, inert material, weed seed. All of that is going to be by law on a bag of seed, and that's really what we need to use to determine what is a good bag of seed and what is not. So if we look at this bag of seed, on the top left you'll see pure seed. And what those percentages mean is that of the overall weight of this container, that's the percentage of seed that is in the bag. So this tall fescue represents 29%. And as we work towards the right, we see germination percentage, which means of all the seeds that are in this bag, each variety will germinate about 80% of the time. So about 4 out of every 5 seeds you should be able to expect to germinate. On other parts of the bag, we'll see below all the seed content, we'll see what's listed as other ingredients. And this is really where a lot of seed bags actually have a lot of their weight, whether it be with seed coatings or inert seed or just inert materials such as sand or other pieces of rock. And the big thing we want to look for is we want to limit the amount of weed seed because we don't want to introduce anything to our yard. So whenever we look at a seed label, make sure that you're getting the correct variety of grass that you want, as well as making sure that the materials are in there are as much seed that is germinating at a high rate as possible. That is what will make sure that you get the most seed for your money. So if you're doing a vegetative establishment, which means you're using sod or sprigs or plugs, you need to inspect the material when it comes to you, or if you can, look at it beforehand. And we're looking for things that have a good health to them. We don't want thin patches. We don't want to see a lot of weedy material. We want good, clean stands. And also ask the supplier about the actual variety, because even though it may be the same type of grass as what you want, different varieties have different performances. So make sure you're inspecting it and make sure that you're getting a pure stand of the grass that you want. That way you're getting the most bang for your buck. So in just a little over 3.5, 4 weeks, we've come a long way from a yard that was full of broadleaf weeds to, at this point, most of those leaves are gone, leaving us just a few grassy plants. So next week we're going to start preparing our soil. So next week we will talk about how to level out our ground and how to properly fertilize prior to seeding. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in our comment section below, and we look forward to seeing you next week.